Good morning.
Good morning.
I tell you, it's good to be here, and I want to thank Coach Jackson for everything that he's doing in this community. This is his 18th year in putting this event on. He just talked about a life of service. Well, that's an example right there. That's something you guys can pay attention to and learn a lot from. And I also want to thank the Omega Foundation for hosting this event. These men could be doing just about anything with their time, but they're here today in service to you. Just like there were probably men in their lives that were in service to them. And that's one of the reasons that I stand here today, because there were coaches in my life. There were mentors in my life that served me. And one of the things that you could take away from this is you guys have made a great start today. You've made a choice to be here. You could have chose to be anywhere and do anything. You could have been playing video games. You could have been at home watching cartoons. You could have been hanging out somewhere and getting into mischief. But you're here, you're in a constructive and a productive environment to learn some lessons. Now, what you do with those lessons will be up to you. You want to take those lessons and apply them to your life, your day-to-day routine. And when you make good decisions and when you make good choices, good things happen. So, I am from the 757, grew up in the inner city in Norfolk, Virginia. Had to go through some of the same struggles you guys are going through, but my struggles during that period of time were different struggles. Your struggles right now are a little bit more sophisticated. You've got social media, you've got texting, you've got video games, you've got the ability to be able to send pictures with your phone and things of that nature. So I'm going to get into a little bit of that as we go along, but I want you guys just to pay attention just for a few minutes. I'm not going to be up here long because you've been preached to, you've been talked to, you've been chastised, and sometimes you've been ridiculed, and I'm not here to do that. I'm here to help you and to avoid some of the pitfalls of life that you can so easily get involved in and not even recognize the dangers that exist that are out there. So, being from Norfolk, I'm Norfolk native, went to Booker T. Washington High School, from Booker T. Washington High School, Virginia Tech, from Virginia Tech to the NFL, and after the NFL, made it to, and I say these words lightly, but it takes a great deal of work, dedication, and determination to say this last word. I was elected into the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 2009, a first ballot Pro Football Hall of Fame. And thank you. And just one word in adding to what Coach Jackson said. I was the first player picked in the draft in 1985. The first player. Not just the first round, but the first player. So to come out of the 757 and be able to accomplish those goals tells me one thing, that one of you can do it too. Each and every one of you has a special talent and a gift, and you gotta believe in yourself. These men that are here, they're here for a purpose. They're just not here to waste time. They're here for a purpose because they believe in you. They know that you have a special talent. You have a gift, but you got to find that gift. What is that gift? Is it being a musician? Is it being a scientist? Is it being a pilot? Whatever it is, you be the best and you explore all the options that God has provided for you. Don't waste your time. Don't half-step. Don't take shortcuts. You do the things that are necessary to obtain your goal. You know, Coach wanted me to talk to you about commitment and dedication. Well, commitment is an agreement or a pledge to do something in the future. What have you committed yourself to? Have you made a pledge to do something, whether it's in the immediate future or later on down the line? So I say this to you: commit yourself to a goal, whether it's to improve your grades, whether it's to be a better person, whether it's to run a faster time in a 40. When you commit yourself to doing something, that means you got to work at it. And if you're not working at it, you're not committing yourself. So the two go hand in hand. When you commit yourself to doing something, you make a pledge to do something, whether it's to your teammates or to make your team better, you got to work at it. That means you got to sacrifice some things. Maybe you can't stay up as late as you wanted to, or you can't play video games as long as you wanted to, because you have to do something that's more productive. Dedication, a feeling or very strong support for loyalty or for something or someone. Dedication is extremely important. I mean extremely important. What are you dedicated to? Are you dedicated to becoming a better player, a better student? Are you dedicated to studying a little bit harder to make sure you get better grades in classes, which improves your chances, if you're a better athlete, to get a school that's a Division I school that's interested in you? See, these are all important things that you need to pay attention to, even while you're sitting here, and even when this class dismisses, and you go back out and you're doing the work on the field or your SATs, exams, or whatever they happen to be. But more importantly, character. Now that's the most important thing of them all to me. Character. Character is your good name. Are you trustworthy? Are you a hard worker? Do people believe in you? What do they say about you? Not to your face, but when you're nowhere around. See, that's what's important to me. When people have a conversation about me, I want them to say, you know what? He really believes in giving back to the community. He's a man of faith. He's a man that wants to be a positive impact to his youth, to the youth. So man, let me tell you, you can do a lot of things in life, but if you don't possess character, you're not going to get very far. And you're not going to have people around you that are going to be around you for very long, because your character is your good name. So keep that in mind. Those three things: commitment, dedication, and most importantly, character. You know, you're building character right now by being in this program, by being in this academic challenge and this athletic challenge with this Omega Foundation. There's about 3 or 4 things I want to talk about so far as I was concerned, and it directly relates to you. You know, one of the reasons that I stand here today is because there were people in my life when I was the same age as you, sitting in auditoriums like this, that saw more in me than I saw in myself. And that's what these coaches and these men see here today. They see more in you than you see in yourself. They see so much potential and talent that's sitting here. Whether it's on the athletic field or it's in the classroom. But you gotta work. You gotta be committed to work. You gotta sacrifice. You gotta be dedicated. And when you're doing all of those things, it's building character. Like, don't be late. Don't be late for meetings. Don't be late for practice. Don't be late for classes. Honor your word. Be respectful. See, these little things add up, and over time, you're building character. And keep in mind, it's not always going to be easy. It's going to be a struggle. But you can avoid a lot of the pitfalls in life if you pay attention to those little details. Man, let me tell you, when I was growing up, I was suspended from school, I was expelled from school. I got into so much trouble. It's hard to believe that I am standing up here today and I made it to the level that I made it. I had friends that were shot in the head, execution style, doing drugs, selling drugs, hanging around with the wrong people, associating themselves with the wrong people, gambling on the corners. It's the wrong place to be. The wrong place, the wrong people to be associated with. But thank God, through mentors like Cal Davidson, who was my head coach, and Zeke Hager, who was my basketball coach, who saw more in me than I saw in myself. They helped me stay on the straight and narrow and to stay on the right track. And without my parents, I don't know where I would be right now, to be quite honest with you. But it's important to stay positive. And it's important to understand that you're here for a purpose. You're here on this earth for a purpose. God put you here for a purpose. He has a plan for you. Work hard, commit yourself, dedicate yourself, build character, and you'll see that plan unfold for you right before your very eyes, and it'll be special. Now, there's different levels of success. You can be a successful businessman. You can be a successful parent. You can be a successful athlete. As I look around this room, I see some talent in here. I truly do. I see some talent here. I see a couple of studs, to be quite honest with you. But how far are you willing to take those God-given abilities and apply them by committing yourself and dedicating yourself? I've known a lot of people, not a lot, but I've known some people that were more talented than I was when I was in high school. But because of their poor decisions, hanging around the wrong people, their potential and their talents never materialized the way they should have. Social media, your phones, computers, texting, sending pictures. Guys, once you type that message out, or once you take that picture, if you hit send, that could be the biggest mistake you ever made. You look at the first player, one of the first round draft picks this year, cat smoking pot. Put it on his Facebook page or whatever it was. It got hacked. I think it was someone in his organization. He got pissed off at him. He fired him, and then he leaked it out to the media. Cost him $8 million. $8 million. That's money he will never get back. So think before you do things. And if you got a question, Ask someone. Don't go around and ask someone that's your own age. Ask someone that's experienced. Ask someone that's wise, that has some knowledge, that's been in this world a little bit longer than you have. They'll give you the right answer. And don't think they will look down upon you by you asking them questions about making smart decisions. They won't, because we walked in the same shoes that you guys have walked in, walked through the same hallways, sat in the same classrooms, had to overcome some of the same adversities. So guys, as I conclude here, and I wrap up, you know, I hope that something was said here today that will affect quite a few of you guys. But if I've reached out and it's had an impact on one of you guys, that makes me feel good. But I think that I'm standing in front of an intelligent group of young men, and I think a lot of you guys are going to get this message. Apply this message, apply these words to your day-to-day routine. Listen to these coaches, listen to these mentors, listen to your parents. I know sometimes it gets tough, and you don't want to hear it all the time. You're always thinking that they're talking down upon you or belittling you or what have you. But we just want the best for you. You're the future generation. One day when I come back, I want one of you kids to be standing up here talking about this message. You know, we got a lot of young men from the 757 that are doing extremely well in the National Football League, in business, and in other ventures. Which one of you are going to be the next one? So I just want to say thank you for having me, Coach Jackson. I'll get you in 1 second. I want to say thank you for having me, and it's a pleasure. It's always good to come back and talk to a group of young teenagers that need some words of encouragement and inspiration and wisdom. And my journey is now your journey, and 10, 15 years from now, it's going to be somebody else's journey, and you'll be able to help somebody out as well. So at this time, I'm going to open it up for a few questions and ask anything you want to ask, but thank you guys for being so patient and intent and listening.